Welcome everybody to our commentary of the 2009 adaptation of Astro Boy. What is Astro
A
Boy?
movie that... Oh, go on.
For those who
I was
don't know
going to
what,
say...
for those who don't know what Astro Boy is, he's also known as Tetsuo Atom, the Japanese name. Basically, it was the very first ever manga. Yes, the very first manga slash anime actually is Astro Boy. For those who don't know, back in after the World War II, Osamu Tezuka, the creator, created the manga specifically because he was trying to come up with some way to entertain people. Because everybody in Japan was living in constant depression because of war and shit.
World War II in particular.
At the time, the entertainment industry in Japan was pretty much destroyed, and Astro Boy was pretty much what created. And because of that, a lot of people from that, and especially kids from that time, grew up on Astro Boy, and that's how the anime slash manga culture in Japan started. It was because that at the moment there was literally no culture in Japan to be spoken of, and as a result, anime culture has become the primary thing in Japan. Well, because of this particular origin of it. So yeah. What we're watching right now is a 2009 adaptation of Astro Boy, specifically the origin story.
And this was the last film to be made by Imagi Animation Studios, who previously gave us Digital Monster X Evolution, TMNT 2007, and Thailander The Search for Vengeance.
Okay, folks, you're probably wondering, but yes, this movie, when it first came out, was very underrated. Nowadays, people respect it a lot more, and, well, actually, a lot of people like it, but when it first came out...
I still think this movie doesn't... Whatever, we'll get to that at the end of the movie.
I'm talking about when it first came out. I mean, nowadays, it's renowned more positively.
Also, one thing that I'm going to be investigating into this movie.
What is it?
What?
Whether or not this film has that political agenda.
Yeah, because I still call bullshit on that, but we'll get into that.
That.
Honestly, everybody, if you ask me, having the villain be a politician who wants to be elected, that's not a political agenda, that's just a motivation. Like, if anything, I mean, that's just there to give to support the story. It's not really meant to be looking blown out of proportion. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, everybody.
In that case, I'll just spoil your quest, Wibs. There is technically a political agenda, but it's not as, conspiracy-based as some people would have you believe.
This movie was made by Donald Trump. Okay,
All right, everybody.
Start before the Summit Entertainment logo.
See ya. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Click.
Dale, you have anything to say as we're starting?
He's not really familiar with Astro Boy, so this will be
sadly I was. I heard a lot about it, but I never watched it myself. Not because I hate it or something. I just didn't have the time or will enough to go.
Well, Teo, speaking as someone who's a huge fan of the source material, I can tell that this is a really good way to introduce Astro Boy to a Western audience. So trust me, you're in good hands here. At least from my perspective as a fan.
All right.
Actually, to be fair, Western audience is actually sort of...
You see, I went into this movie expecting the worst, because Dragon Ball Evolution and all that shit that came out in the same year. And immediately I got greeted with is, if you ask me, the best John Ottman score ever. The score for this movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course, Kristen Bell. All right, dudes, why don't you tell us about the cast, since I know you want to.
Yeah, this has got quite a cast. It's got Freddie Highmore from the 2005 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory film. And no, it's not a remake of the 70s film, okay? People always say that. Anyway, it's also got Nicolas Cage.
And Charlize Theron.
And Kristen Bell and Donald Sutherland and Samuel L. Jackson. And
Samuel L. Jackson is in everything pretty much, so...
Alright, backstory, so...
And Elle Fanning.
Well, I like Elle Fanning. I thought she was really good in Super 8.
So, we begin with backstory.
So, yeah. As you can tell, there's an environmental thing going on. In fact, you also notice how the Sonic OVA actually took inspiration from Astro Boy 2 in regards to the Land of the Sky versus the Land of...
now we're on a developed version of the Animarium from Power Rangers Wild Force.
So yeah, basically the Earth has gone to shit, so now we live in this airborne utopia. Or robots pretty much do everything for us.
Yeah.
So literally Mega Man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Mega Man probably took a lot of inspiration. Well, then
Yeah,
again,
even for the
did,
design of the
actually.
robots.
Yep. Absolutely.
that's another thing that I was really pleased when I first watched this movie in the theater. They did a really good job in transitioning Osamu Tezuka's art style into the CGI.
Yeah.
That's some nice dark humor right
And
there.
his last.
And here's Dr. Tenma, Astro Boy's creator, played by Nicolas Cage, of all people.
Who actually does it pretty good without having to resort to his craziness.
I'm sure this will not backfire at all.
Well, yeah. Anyway, fun fact: Astro Boy is indeed the first manga and anime ever conceived, and it's no big shock that it took a lot of inspiration from Western animation at the day.
Yeah.
Which sort of explains why America actually didn't have to wait too long for the anime to come out around the same time. Yes, ironically, the anime got localized around the same time that it was first conceived. Weren't those the good old days?
This movie was co-written and directed by David Bowers, who, if I'm not mistaken, is British, actually.
I will check. He's from Cheshire.
Awesome.
Anyway, when it comes to, say, introducing audience, it wasn't so much introducing the American audience because Americans knew about this.
Let me just say quickly. Okay, so this is our main character, Toby, and he, as you could tell from that high score in the test, he's pretty much a boy genius.
And he's voiced by Freddie Highmore.
Yeah.
Also, please make sure my face isn't replaced by John Travolta's.
This is Toby's father, Dr.
Tenma.
Tenma, you're right.
As you can tell, they have kind of a distant relationship because his father is always busy
working.
So about David Bowers, the first film he directed was Flushed Away.
Yeah, and which I really liked, actually.
But previously, he also did some animation work on stuff like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, some episodes of Count Docula and Danger Mouse.
He's reprogramming the robot to become there you go. Basically, Toby wants to see the demonstration of Dr. Tenma's new invention, but his father tells it's too it's too dangerous. Just go home and study. But
he was a story artist on Shark Tale.
Well, Dwebs, those bills aren't going to pay themselves, sadly.
Yeah, Shark Tale wasn't even really terrible. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would admit it was mediocre.
Let's not get into too off topic. Let's save that for the Shark Tale the commentary.
Yeah.
Ow.
Some side effects of having a genius son. Anyway, I refer to him as Boynton occasionally because that was how he was actually originally introduced to America, as Boynton in the original anime when it was brought overseas.
And this is our first our villain, President Stone.
I wonder how you could tell he was the villain.
Well, first of all,
his voice actor, of course.
Well, first of all, Dwebs, he's played by Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
And awesome. It's funny you mentioned Tenma possibly being a villain, but I'll get back to that later.
I really like that. All right, and this is Dr. Tenma's assistant, who's also one of the major characters in the manga. And yes, his design is pretty much exact. Great job, animators.
That's pretty much the idea for a lot of characters in this movie.
Hang on, what's this professor character's name again?
Hold on, backstory. This is important, so pay attention.
Instead, we're gonna use it for military operation because we're total dicks.
Basically, there's these bouts of energy they found, from back when Earth wasn't in complete disarray. Pure positive energy.
Dr. Elephant, you said his name was?
Yes, Dr. Elephant.
Yeah, he's voiced by Bill Nye.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the blue... actually, have they showed the cores yet? No, they haven't. Okay, here we go. Red...
Yeah, we showed the first core.
Yeah, so yeah, red core evil, aka negative energy, and blue core positive energy.
He said it himself, the color red.
Yeah.
No, stop, come back.
What happens is, basically, if those two cores get together, they might destroy each other, which would be catastrophic for the entire Metro City. So keep those things apart, please. Now it's time to use your science for my purposes. Oh, I love this part.
How old was Freddie Hammer by this point? I'm guessing he wasn't 13.
Yeah, that's one of the small niggles is that Freddie Hammer is a bit too old to be in this role, but it still works out fine. It's fortunately his voice hasn't quite.
By the time this film came out, he was 17.
It still works. It still works out fine, but yeah, they could have maybe tried to. I guess they would. I guess they preferred the older kid for the sake of better acting, which I can understand.
I'd say it works well enough with the voice.
So this is the peacekeeper. Basically, it's supposed to be a robot to keep the peace.
Gee, I definitely trust that.
I actually have a question, though.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a utopia. Why do you need a robot designed for combat and war?
It's a fake utopia. I'll just leave it at that.
They never said there's no crime in Metro City. There is. It's just that.
I guess.
And like I said, it's a fake utopia. I mean, how this sort of stuff goes. Yeah, it seems all hunky-dory up top.
Not to mention, Teo, they also have, in true classic of this trope, they're afraid of the surface and how monsters from there can, they're afraid from what dangers might come from the surface.
So I just can't, it's so weird. Nicolas Cage and Astro Boy. No, don't.
Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Well, one thing we of course have to keep in mind is that this story was made originally written in the 40s, so of course there's going to be some things that are not that original. But at the time, this was pretty original.
Oh, oh boy.
That's some Futurama kind of humor.
Yeah.
Anything that touches it becomes evil. Ah.
Ow.
Oh boy.
He may be after he's done with you.
You do have a sealed emergency seal, right?
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
There you go.
Well, crap.
Well, shit.
Oh.
And of course it's got an error. Destroy shield. Uh-oh.
And that's the first thing that happens. Toby dies.
Yeah.
And not even just kind of like, he gets pulverized.
Yeah. I was actually quite relieved that they didn't try to sugarcoat the death.
You mean I just pulled the plug?
There you go. Basically, that plug has positive blue core energy, so it cancelled it out, the negative one. There we go. Whew.
So, your son's turned to
I
nothingness.
sure hope the military guys will learn their lesson.
So, your son's turned into nothingness, and your facility has been wrecked.
So yeah, as you can probably tell from this point,
Oh, you'll see, audience, what'll happen. Let's just say, of course, Astro Boy is one of those tales born out of tragedy.
Not just that. It's basically a sci-fi version of Pinocchio. You know, in this case, it's a scientist trying to create a robot. In this case, you know, but in this case, it's basically, with the Dr. Anime, of course, he feels guilty for letting his son die without properly having a relationship with him, so he decides to build the robot in his grief. So this is pretty dark and depressing.
Original design.
Yeah, that's a great nod to the manga right there. This is actually pretty dark and depressing when you think about it.
So wait, if Toby got pulverized, it turned into nothing, how did he manage to keep his memories?
He got a single hair which contains DNA.
Yeah.
And DNA can contain everything, including memories.
You'll see, Dwids. Just wait and see.
Science,
Dwids.
Lots and lots of science. Well, keep in mind this was originally written in the 40s, so of course you gotta have to give it some slack.
And suspension of disbelief is kind of, a given and stuff like this.
Hey, that kid. Hey, I know that memory. He told me he finished his homework that day.
So yeah, Dr. Tenman's exact plan is to literally create an exact duplicate, memories and everything, so that he can just pretend that his son never died. That's fucked up.
Yeah, a lot.
I've seen more fucked up ways a father deals with something going wrong with their child.
True.
And here's a little nod to the manga. That guy right there, that's Osamu Tezuka.
I guess. Well, he is Nicolas Cage after all. I guess he would react that way.
Alright.
There we go.
He looks great. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I know.
Also, yeah, this is one of the Nicolas Cage performances where he doesn't act crazy.
No. He actually plays it straight. Nicolas Cage can act. It's just that for the most part, he's always in bad movies, sadly.
Not always. He's had his fair share of good ones, honestly. It's just that we remember the bad ones a lot.
All right, then in order to make him as powerful so that we will never die again, yeah, the blue core. He's gonna put the blue core on him.
It won't quite make him invincible, mind you, but it'll at least be powerful enough to give him proper life.
It's gonna be perfect, just like Toby was. Jesus Christ. And yes, he gets revived exactly like in the manga with these wires specifically. That's again a reference to the manga. When I first saw this movie, and remember, this was after Dragon Ball Evolution, which was pretty much the biggest raping of a manga ever. So I was actually quite surprised how faithful this movie was to the original source material.
One was made by a guy.
Jeez, one movie made you lose faith in all adaptations?
It's alive!
Well, Jova, let's be fair. Your country has never been very kind to adapting Japanese stuff.
Dragon Ball Evolution was made by a guy who's better on TV.
Well, are you guys looking forward to the Ghost in the Shell live-action movie?
Not really, no.
And my biggest concern isn't the whitewashing, it's the director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Besides, you can't blame the entire country when we actually have done good anime adaptations aside from that one.
The same guy that
and besides, it's still better than a lot of other...
Even though they keep...
It's still a lot better than other adaptations you'll see from other countries.
Basically, Tio, the director is the same guy who gave us such classics as Snow White and the Huntsman.
Oh, God.
Yay. Oh.
Dad, why do I feel like 50 pounds heavier?
So it's kind of using the same logic of the Sixth Day, creating clones and injecting them with memories of the past.
Well, actually, Tail,
I know this one came a lot back, so it predates those. But yeah, I get the idea.
Yeah, and of course, because he wants him to behave exactly like Toby, he doesn't even tell him that he's a robot.
Jesus.
You were a bit ill, but you're better now.
You got better.
You died, but you got better.
Okay. Well, Nicolas Cage is not a villain. I can see why he's not a villain. I can definitely see psychological problems.
Yeah.
Might as well address it now. Tenma has big gray morality things going.
That's right. And the Eugene Levy robot is. And yes, as you can probably tell, that he's going to be wearing that outfit throughout most of the movie. I guess the main reason is because, having a little boy with just his
Underpants, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit too... I can understand that. It's fine.
It's a bit too naughty.
Don't worry, though. He will go back to his original design eventually. But that's okay. So I'm okay with that. So, yeah,
There's not really any reason for him to run out
he
of
did
the
wear
Speedos
clothes
anyway yet.
He did wear clothes at some point in the manga anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Jesus. Who's drinking wine in the morning for breakfast?
Nicolas Cage, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, he's attempting to regain the lost time.
Ah, Jesus, that's intimidating.
Okay, so here's the big problem, right? That you'll notice in a moment.
But is it correct?
Shoot, I can't see it well.
What?
Yeah, that's the main problem right there. He has all of Toby's memories, but he doesn't have the same personality Toby had.
Yeah.
He's actually much more rambunctious in comparison to Toby.
Mm-hmm.
Immanuel Kant, oh.
Maybe I should read that to Dwibs. Dwibs, the contemplatives explicitly state that the EMC squared to the Musketeers.
Come on, then. Okay.
Congratulations, Jova.
Blame Jova, Pedro. Blame Jova.
No, actually, Dwibs, it's all your fault. You need a better attention span.
I'm the someone that can put you to sleep.
Oh, Descartes.
I thought it's pronounced Descartes, but yeah.
Yeah, it's French, I forgot.
And there's something that can put Jova
Leonardo
to
da
sleep.
Vinci, whoa.
Do you
Flight.
now?
Yeah, but now's not the time to do so.
Flight won't put me to sleep.
So yeah, even though he's just as intelligent as Toby was, he's not as interested in studies as Toby was.
Mm. Ow. And now, presenting paper mache.
The Luftwaffe.
It looped the loop wafer.
Ouch.
Dang, that's some pretty strong paper.
Ow.
You're fired. That's not helping.
Ouchie.
Oh dear.
G.
Says Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, maybe you should actually accept it.
Okay. This is probably a good time for me to mention. See, Tenma doesn't take losing his son that well, and when the whole robot copy thing didn't go quite well, let's just say he kind of took his anger out on the poor kid.
Yeah, as we're going to see later on.
So the
Yeah, basically in this world, only robots can understand other robots, so...
Unless robots are programmed to actually speak in English.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well, shit.
Crap.
Very good. Aerodynamic balance. Now just hold your position.
That ain't gonna last long.
Oh.
What a dick.
Spray cans are addicted, Astro Boy. Ding. And he died.
And yeah, this is of course Astro's main ability, power. He can his shoes are actually jet. So yeah, this is...
It'll take some getting used to.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ow.
A lot
Whoops.
of getting used to.
Whee.
Oh, this one. Oh, the strike is coming. Hold on. Pay attention.
Oh yeah. That's one way to get a tan.
Help! Help! Dude.
Speeding.
Awesome.
Gotta go fast.
We're listening right now to Astro Flies, one of my favorite pieces from the score.
Nothing to see here, just a boy with rockets for feet.
Alright, here's what I think is actually a brilliant interpretation from one of the more famous scenes from the original manga. But okay. Ladies and gentlemen, John Ottman.
Wait, which way is west?
That way. Wait, don't you know? West is basically the opposite. It's where the sun sets.
But everything looks the same!
Okay, in the original manga, he just goes wee wee and all that shit. But in here, David Bowers decided to let John Ottman do the talking.
So his constant wheeze will get annoying.
Yeah.
When it comes to the introduction or origins, I'd actually call this movie an overall improvement over the original tale.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you cause the volcano to erupt?
Don't worry. It's dormant.
Yeah, that's not gonna go.
Oh boy.
Prosperity. Wait.
Gee, I want how subtle.
Wait. Vote Logan. Logan's Wolverine's other name, and the X-Men films. 2 of the films, or 3 now, are scored by John Ottman.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. This is apparently the start of the so-called political agenda the movie has.
Well, it's technically there, but
Personally,
if anything,
Well,
it's like
here's the
hold on, hold
problem,
on.
though. Politics have been like that since the dawn of ages, not just with Bush.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like
This is important, guys.
Geez, be glad that's all he does to you in the movie. That's putting it lightly.
Ouchie.
I'd say that's better handled than the manga, because in the manga, he just straight up sells into a circus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like how they make Tenma more well-rounded in the movie, because in the manga and anime, he starts off as just an outright dick.
Yeah, it's true. It worked back in the 40s, but yeah, unfortunately, in more modern adaptations, even in some of the 2003 anime specifically, they did a better job in making him not as much of a dick as he was in the original manga.
I mean, even in the originals, he eventually gets better, but boy, is he...
Anyway, what I was about to say was about the whole political thing. Honestly, I just see it as a villain being a dick because, well, he's the villain and he's just supposed to be like that. I don't really see why people have to focus on that so much. Honestly,
if anything, I'd say it's actually a plus because it's a parody off of politics. I mean, well, did anyone actually say that the political agenda was a bad thing? I mean, if they just said that it's a thing, then, well, I can see them seeing that as a parody. Because that is sometimes within a political agenda.
They say as one of the negatives in the Rotten Tomatoes because is that it has a weird political agenda, and I'm like, who cares? Whatever.
Well, like I said, nowadays it's regarded as positive. So, wait. Oh, I get it. This movie came out in 2009. That would explain it.
I love that one. I'm flying.
I'm getting married.
Emoticon for the face mask.
So yeah, basically So basically, Astro Boy, if you think about it, is the first ever Japanese superhero.
That was easy. Whoa.
Who's the puppet now, huh?
Help!
Then a returning.
I could make it almost there.
Whoa.
There you go. And he died.
Nope.
Remember, waves.
It's a sudden release.
Remember, waves with great power
comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, great responsibility to clean up that guy.
Well, let me tell you.
Probably walking in his own piss.
Well, hey, at least one of the mooks gets it. Oh, I guess they all do.
And he died.
Nah, he'll be fine.
Oh, it's the helicarrier boss from Final Fantasy 13.
Oh god, no.
Now we have to spend 30 minutes trying to fight him.
Hey, this game,
Don't worry, this time we actually can fly to take it on.
This film came out the same year as 13 did in Japan.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh, that has to hurt.
Ooh. Whoa, overkill.
Jeez, really? Jesus Christ.
And that's it. Astroboy is dead. Again.
It's an interesting thing. I actually saw...
Oh boy. Oh, turns out he has the positive core they were looking for.
Here's an interesting thing, by the way. I once saw, a few years back, I actually read an article that David Bowers actually went for Osamu Tezuka's son for advice when it comes to writing the script for this one. So that's pretty cool.
Right. Unfortunately, this film wasn't very successful, and since then Bowers has been relegated to doing Diary of a Wimpy Kid sequels, although he's apparently trying to make a Clifford the Big Red Dog movie.
Yeah, it's sad, because I actually really like the guy.
Like I said, I get the thing that if this movie had come out, say, at a later date, people would be singing a different tune. Especially with it coming out in 2009. In the heat of when politics were at an all-time high rise.
Robot zombies.
One of us. One of us.
Whoa.
Basically, this is where all the trash gets dumped.
Yeah, I can clearly see that Pauline took inspiration from this.
Yeah.
I don't know. What the? Oh. Hi, doggy.
Yeah, a robotic doggy.
He's actually a trash can.
A robotic dog trash can. Oh no, someone's in trouble. Okay, this is yet another case of this is an American production of a Japanese film, but I just caught an American production. A British person playing and voicing an American. Seriously, Jova, did you lot run out of talented Americans, so you have to cast British people?
Nah. We thought we'd give you a shot. To help get out there.
Yeah.
And actually, try using American accents. I mean, we couldn't use you all for your fancy poshness.
Is that...
Hold on, other one.
Is that Kristen Bell?
Yes.
So that's basically Apple consumers in a nutshell.
Yep. Hi, Widget.
It looks like one of those kids from Brave.
Oh.
Ow. What?
Ah.
Wait, Red Faction?
So where's Ultor then? Mike the Fridge.
Okay.
No.
No.
Ew.
Over enthusiastic, dude. Yeah. Yes, please.
Do it.
Oh yeah, loves or robotics from Asimov.
Pedro, what
And
other,
yes, this was actually already...
Lenin poster in the background.
Yes.
Pedro, what other incarnations of the Astro Boy series have you seen?
Well, I've actually read the original one because I actually got a special compilation of basically the Osamu Tezuka works and shit like that. I also saw the original anime that was made in the late 40s, and also saw the one from the 90s and the one from 2003. And I also read some of the more modern stuff.
Wonder if there's gonna be like another version of this show in like the 2000s or something.
What saddens me is that David Bowie was actually intending to make this basically a series of movies. He was planning on adapting some of the more famous stories from the manga, but of course we can have nice things. So yeah, this movie never got the sequel they wanted.
By the way, Pedro, how could you have read something from the 40s when Astro Boy was created in 1952?
Well, okay, fine, 40s.
Tezuka was a time traveler, Jova. That's why.
I was running it up. Sorry.
You're making Dragon Ball Evolution.
Of course.
Yeah.
No
The horror.
But that's technically harming him since you can kill someone with that.
Secret hideout.
Sure.
Yeah, let's just leave him.
Yeah.
He's just actually telling the truth.
Secret hideout. Yeah. I think Mr. Freeze's... Actually, no, I think Mr... Yeah, that's actually a much more better secret hideout than Mr. Freeze's about by the Robin.
Yeah, I mean, this is a peaceful utopia. Surely we aren't in an arms race.
Wow.
Something that I really like. They actually
Wow,
managed to squeeze in quite a lot of jokes for adults.
It's really sad when the villain is actually lecturing a protagonist on how he's supposed to react to a situation.
You know, it's like I say, if this movie had come around more in this time, this guy would be a perfect caricature for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Since Donald Trump also has multiple wives.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And also, Yeah, basically Tenma just said that, okay, fine. If you get the robot here, I'll dismantle him myself.
That was also a plot point in the original where Tenma at some point was, working against Astro Boy because, well, he kind of hated him and was misled into that. It's like I said, I feel this movie should have just come out on a different year and it would have done miles better.
Hopefully.
Have you guys played Astro Boy Omega Factor on the Game Boy Advance?
No.
Yeah, I have.
I'm not really familiar with Astro Boy. Oh, this one.
Alright.
It was made by Treasure and Hitmaker, and it was a Sega game.
Yeah.
A chainsaw.
Rule
Or
number
you
one
to
of the
judge.
dystopian future. It's okay to give kids knives.
Oh.
Ooh. Tio?
And here he is, Hammock, voiced by Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knew Tio was in this?
Why are you saying I
What?
look like that guy?
You doesn't even look like him.
I know, but for some reason he reminds me of an Italian.
Well, that's very generic.
It's because of the mustache.
That's stereotyping, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Please,
that's
plenty of
stereotyping.
mustaches like that in America.
that's racist. Ding.
So he kinda founded that orphanage to take care of, but
Basically, what he does, he repairs robots, basically, and
oh,
Funny, we watched something that was related to donuts earlier. Yeah, with their ultra secret hideout. Can Tintin even eat?
Of course he can.
wait, Tintin. What is
No,
Tintin?
sorry, Astro Boy.
Yes, actually, he does. He can eat.
Really?
cockroaches, ew.
He's a
Well,
very,
at least
very,
at
very
least-
thoroughly made robot. Which basically he has the ability of taste.
At least in the original manga, he could.
Okay.
But then again, oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Roby
Roby
and
and
Kopi. Ah, okay.
My parents are dead.
No, actually, in this case, it should be Dr. Tema saying, "My son is dead."
Is dead.
All the same people are dead.
Oh. Yeah, as I was it's just as I guess he took care of the orphans of the surface.
Yep.
Huh, apparently there was an Astro Boy game made by Sonic Team.
Yeah.
I actually heard of that one.
I've heard it's mediocre at best.
Yep.
I find it keen, but it's not bad. I'll give it that. There are better Astro Boy games, but yeah, it helps get to pass by.
And there was also a game based on this movie.
Well, of course.
Yeah, the Sonic Team game was actually based on the 2003 anime series.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bark, 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 bark.
Oh, I love the guy that's coming in a moment.
Oh, they're having robot wars.
Yes.
Yep.
So, hang on. I'm talking about our robot wars. I don't see any Craig Charles here. 0
Come
out
on,
of 10.
Dreams, place your bets. I'm on with Hypnodisco.
This one. Hold on.
It's a kill a lot for me.
Here we go.
He's a robot.
Jeez.
Listen. Brilliant.
This movie definitely excels at its humor.
Was written by a British guy. Our humor is
Here's odds.
Well, yeah, of course, your humor's
Zog,
as good as
actually.
ours. Well,
No, that will
if it's
be
a video
a
game
point and click game.
or a Pokemon game.
I sure hope it doesn't become evil. Zog. Yeah, there's going to be a new animated series apparently.
And there's also going to be there's apparently also a new film in the making.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you.
So yeah, he's going to use some of the blue core energy to revive him.
Working.
Boss, try harder.
There you go.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Oh.
Ouchie.
Nope. Actually, he did seem to be fine, but that happened.
No. Magic.
Uh-oh.
It's like that scene in Alone in the Dark.
Oh, this song.
Montage.
So yeah, for that radar, Amag just suddenly discovered that Astro is a robot.
Hey, I hear this song all the time here.
I guess that's why the Boers used it.
We are right. Okay.
Looking good.
Your favorite piece of slice.
Pimp My Robot.
Go.
He can't read, remember?
No.
Well, he didn't lie there.
And I can jump high.
Awesome.
Limburger. Good night.
Jeez. Oh. Yeah, still gonna try.
Can't fault him for effort.
Alright, here's some backstory.
And by the way, why do I sound like that person from Frozen?
Oh, here we go. So yeah, as you can see, Astro can pretty much fix any machine thanks to the blue core.
I miss you guys in Nickelodeon ever since my series came to a premature end.
What series was that?
Legend of Korra.
But hey, don't worry, you get to finish off your series online.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Hence, Legend of Korra became the TV show equivalent to BBC Three.
Which was really unclear with how that worked anyway.
Awesome.
I mean, it still came out on DVD, but online.
But hey, Jova, online, at least the whole channel didn't go online, like BBC Three. Just closing.
Join the club, kid.
Yeah. Come on. Oh.
Man, am I really lucky that there's so many words that start with the letter R.
Yeah.
Well, he got his
Aw.
exercise for today.
So yeah, Cora has her parents in Metro City.
Toilet parts.
Oh, what's the RRF up to now?
Behold, the precursor to that character from Dual Destinies.
Actually, I'm thinking more of so they're going for the Solid Snake kind of thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, that it kind of reminds me of that character from Dual Destinies who hides.
Well,
in
they're in a
box.
futuristic setting.
They
and
purposely
they're
made a
googly
Metal
eyes.
Gear Solid
I was
series
more
as
thinking
well.
of Slim Cognito.
Wait, is this based on something Japanese? So let's reference another Japanese thing. Wait,
Pulp Fiction reference.
There you go.
Torchlight.
There you go. That's what was in the case.
all this time,
A flashlight.
Tarantino, underwhelming.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, one issue I do have with this movie is the animation.
Yeah, the animation is not to Pixar level, but it's fine for what it is, I think. I mean, it's not bad.
No, I'm not saying it's like. I'm not. I'll just check what the budget was. I'm not saying David Bowers threw. Oh, this cost exactly the same amount to make as Food Fight, $65 million.
Well, for a $65 million budget, I think this is fine.
Well, he didn't spend 10 years on this movie.
That's racist.
Ding.
Okay, I should probably mention it.
Go ahead, Jova. Why not?
Okay, guys. Hamig is, believe it or not, the guy who coined the phrase "villain with a mustache and top hat."
Yep.
Oh.
Basically,
Well,
in the original
to be
series.
perfectly honest, I didn't saw this coming.
How ironic! I mean, I thought you would. I'm surprised nobody says anything when they saw him in the top hat with the mustache. But yeah,
Well, we had that moment where
basically-
his radar suddenly went nuts when he put it next to Astro. So that was supposed to be your hint towards this.
Basically, Hameg in the series is one of the most recurring villains, and he's also the cruel circus manager to whom Tenma sold Astro Boy to in the original series.
So
He's also a hotel manager and an
organ
organ smuggler.
So yeah, even though the circus is not in this movie, they still have Amhag and everything, and they still so they still keep faithful. It's just a different thing. So,
It works. Not to mention the fact that Hameg also had plenty of other villainistic roles afterwards. He's also rather infamous for being, well, a deadly robot surgeon. And when we say deadly robot surgeon, we mean, oh, I'm going to make you into spare parts sort of surgeon.
Boo.
Liar revealed.
Or does that girl hate robots?
Well,
I think she
feels a bit betrayed for not being told the truth.
So we're going for the liar reveal thing.
I think it worked. Well, it was already like we already had stuff like this in the original manga, so
yeah.
And even then, I think this movie pulls that trope well enough. I think
it's one of the better ones, and at least they don't constantly hinge on it.
Oh. Okay, he can't escape.
Yeah, Hameg's rather cruel like that. Basically, consider Hameg shows equivalent to Saw.
At least they eliminated the obvious escape plot.
there we go.
Oh.
The little stinker.
Okay. Really?
That's Forzo.
You.
This is kind of fucked up.
Welcome to Astroboy, Dwibs.
Oh no!
That's right, he's just having what's the equivalent of a robot baby shoot itself.
Aww.
There, little tyke.
Rest in pieces.
Bring in
Bring in
everyone.
Also, what is it with
Everyone!
what is it with Nathan Lane's grudge against robots, or against him in particular?
Basically,
Hamegg is
he's a really
you know,
a big sicko, shall we say?
and like I said, he likes to make spare parts out of them.
Basically, he gets off on this strips.
Ow.
Wow, that robot must have been very And now he has no more robots.
Well, I can see where this
You're
goes.
forgetting one.
Really? Yeah, I saw this one coming.
Who looks a bit like that robot from Big Hero 6 when I think about it.
Baymax.
Baymax, yeah. Well,
By the
remember,
way, forward to Baymax and Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, Baymax, Baymax was the Big Hero 6 comic was inspired by Japanese manga, so I wouldn't be surprised if they took it from this.
Aww.
Aww.
Friendship.
Oh.
Oh, this one.
Oh!
No. Obviously, Astro can't let that happen.
One of a kind.
Oh boy. Here comes the Sutherland.
Dun, 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 dun.
Don't make me bring in my brother Big Boss.
Ow.
Okay, but that's it. Film's over. Oh.
Dude, again, just consult your brother Big Boss. He can totally pull something behind the scenes. Well, technically your little brother.
Isn't he technically his son?
Son?
IRL, Kiefer is Donald's son.
Yep.
Oh, right! Oh, my bad. Let's think of someone else.
I'm creative. How long was the while, actually?
How long was? Oh, a few days.
Only a few days. That's
Trust me, Dwibs. A few days of Castle Paradise will feel like
all you need to spend all you need is a montage.
Yep.
Although one thing I will say, this film demonstrates a better passage of time than 12 Years a Slave. Seriously, if it weren't for the title, you wouldn't have known he was there 12 years.
All right, so now we're going to get one of the best scenes in the movie, and which is of course Tenma's big redemption moment.
Oops, you can't find the door. Oh, there. And that's it, he's gone. It's all mine.
Kind of a rather awkward thing to say after you handed it to him, but oh, nice.
What?
Hand tricks.
Hands quicker than the eye. I knew that escape door would come in handy for something.
I'll keep you to the count of 3.
Huh.
So, where?
Well, in that final moment, Tenma decided that maybe he was wrong about that. Like he said, he's not. He may not be Toei, but he's still his own creation.
So they're going for like Mega Man.
No.
Well, Mega Man is based off of Astro Boy in quite a few ways, so it makes sense.
Oh, really?
Well, this is how it is, Theo. That's one of the main things. The big confrontation between the blue core and the red core.
I know, but this villain is so stupid.
Well, he's kind
Again, he's a perfect character for Donald
I know
Trump.
Forty's logic, but still.
Like I said, he would have been a perfect for caricature of Donald Trump. You know, sort of like what Zootopia
Please tell me
did.
at least the robot kills him on the spot or something.
No, don't worry, Theo.
You'll see, Theo. He gets his comeuppance.
Don't worry, Theo. Let's just say there's a good reason why the blue core and the red core must go to war.
Anytime.
wow. You know, the mooks are incredibly smart.
Oh.
So, yeah, the robot absorbed him into it, but unfortunately now that makes his mentality, you know, merged with it.
It's not time for change.
Oh, there you go, Tio.
Oh, I love this guy. I love this guy. Come on, it's like well, come on, it's like this. It's like they've never seen a giant threatening robot before.
So, yeah, when you think about it, Big Boss had quite an upbringing.
Yeah.
Wait, their power works on Mother's Day.
Maybe.
Oh, this is set in the future, so maybe they will.
Besides, he says mothers don't deserve a fanfare.
And by that I mean squirt.
How's that gonna help?
Oh, great. There's one thing we all hate. It's a politician gone even more mad on power than he already was.
Boo.
Whoa.
All right. One thing that I really like about the final battle is that they take advantage of the sense of humor they've been having for this movie to.
Oh, you'll see. Oh, don't ruin it. You're about to see quite possibly one of the coolest powers that Astroboy has.
Yeah, and it's incorporated in the most clever way it could be done in modern time. Let's just say Tezuka added Astro with a really weird ability by today's standards that this movie's gonna take a jab at.
The power of love.
No, that's.
Oh, you.
Much obliged.
Fire. Oh.
Haha.
There aren't any people in those buildings. Hey, hold still, will ya?
Hey,
That would be a rather disadvantage to me.
all right. Whoa, crap.
Ow. Yeah, we just destroyed, but it's like Man of Steel.
Here we go.
What?
What?
You see, in the original manga, yes, Astro has guns in his ass. Yes.
Wait, hold on, listen to this. That is surprisingly not the weirdest thing that's happened to me today.
So yeah, and yes, that is an actual original ability that he has, and in here they actually play it for laughs, which is probably the best way they could incorporate that. I was actually expecting them to remove that ability, which I wouldn't understand. It's not really easy to make that work in modern writing, but
Yeah.
but they did a good job, I think.
Oh, hi, Willem.
Scream.
Wilhelm.
Even in the future, the Willem family still suffers.
I forget, didn't that originally come from a guy getting eaten by a crocodile?
Yeah, in a Western movie, I think.
Don't worry, Scooby, you can do it. Why can't a robot dog do it?
Top five. He can't reach the medals.
So Oh, yes. You're in fact seeing a bunch of kids running away from a politician who is merged with a robot, absorbed by negative red core energy, and is absorbing the city in his own crazy political agenda.
Shit, but if the electricity goes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting that.
Uh-oh.
All right, now of course we're going to have the iconic moment where Astro saves Metro City.
Well, there's no one else who can do it other than me.
And another awesome piece from John Ottman.
Might as well just say that for this entire movie soundtrack.
We can hear the...
Afterburner!
Hey, this is like Superman Returns, which is also scored by Ottman.
Really?
Here's an interesting thing. John Ottman, who, as you guys know, does the score for the X-Men movies recently, he said that he was actually tired of doing heavily serious dark or gray films. So he actually saw Astro Boy as a welcome beacon of light, because he's always wanted to make an endearing, innocent, and joyful score. You know, classic John Williams type music. And this was his chance to make, and that's probably why this score is so good, because it's something that he was really passionate about making.
Oh, and he's also doing the score for that buddy cop film with Russell Crowe.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Who's hiding?
Ow.
oh, stop it! That tickles.
Alright. Yeah.
You really forgot your lesson, didn't you?
There's a problem there. Yeah. That happens.
You suffer a heart attack.
Heartburn?
In fact, I forgot if they actually explained. Don't worry, 10 men will explain now anyway, so whatever.
I think they mentioned it early in the film about how, you can't cross the blue with the red. You're not making it far, dude.
Yep.
Dude, I think you have more than enough to try and win an election. I was born to die to save everyone. I'm kind of like Jesus.
This is who I am. No, sorry, wrong guy. This is who I am.
Starting to put two and two together, Pally? What happens when you mix blue with red? You get purple! And happy memories.
It's gonna explode.
Famous words to go off of.
Yep.
Oh, great. You've doomed the world.
Fortunately, because the giant robot absorbed the bigger impact of the explosion, so Metro City is fine.
Well, most of it is.
Well, yeah, most of it.
There he is.
Oh, he's still alive. Really? Just go away. Ow.
That's a politician, everyone.
Don't worry, Teo. Now he gets arrested.
Don't worry, you'll enjoy nice holding cell with President Lex Luthor.
You can't do this to me. I'm your president.
Yeah, ever heard the term impeached? You'll be rather familiar with it. Oh no, it blew off all of his clothes except for the Speedo, thank goodness.
No.
Life isn't fair, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, I wish the last thing I said to him wasn't
Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
Some enthusiasm.
There we go.
Returns the favor.
unlimited power.
Thanks, Samuel Jackson.
The power of Samuel Jackson compels you.
I just had a weird dream.
Yay.
Yo. Hey, would you like to join the Avengers?
Give it a few years.
Can you imagine Astro Boy in the Avengers?
Yeah, who knows?
Well, it kind
Forget
of.
about
Well,
them.
Iron Man had some similarities with him. In terms of powers, of course.
Oh.
The
Heart of a
hero
Lion. That's a reference to King by the White Lion, another Osamu Tezuka creation.
Mm-hmm.
The heart of a lion. Meanwhile, the floating wipe and the floating
And now
squirt bottle. Yeah?
Oh, wait, it's not. I forgot about this. Oh, and Korra finds her parents at least.
Gotta wonder, how did she get lost to the point of being on the surface?
I'm guessing they probably were saving that for a sequel or something.
I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of did.
And
nothing.
now, wait, I forgot about this.
The robot ladies.
That's fun. Yeah. All right, and this particular scene, this is also an homage to the manga. Yes, that thing. This is actually the first thing that Astro fights in the original one.
Jeez, we just got done defeating an evil politician, and already this guy shows up.
I was made ready.
And then he pokes him in the eye.
No punch. And that was Astro Boy.
2009.
2009, yeah. And we, of course, we get to hear some more of the awesome score. Anyway, final thoughts. I actually really like this movie quite a bit, actually. I was actually really surprised how faithful it was to the spirit of the source material, while at the same time putting its own spin on things. It has a surprisingly great sense of humor, and the story is heartfelt, and it does a good job in portraying the themes from the original source material. I love the final sacrifice of Astro is really heartfelt, I feel, because the movie really did a good job building up to that. And yeah, it really works. I'm really sad that we couldn't have a sequels, but well, I guess we have to have
Although,
this one.
Pedro, good news, Pedro, though, it seems like that film line may actually be coming back, since there as of February 2016, there's been word of them making some more new Astro Boy movies.
Well, yeah, but it's not going to be by David Bowers and John Oppen doing the music. I kind of wanted to see what David Bowers would have gone after this movie, honestly, because I would have liked to see his own take on the other Astro Boy stories. Anyway, yeah, I think it's a pretty good film. It's not flawless or anything, but I still think it's a pretty good movie for what it is. Yeah, it's no Up, it's no Toy Story, but I think on its own merits, it's a pretty good movie. Go ahead, Liz. What do you think?
Yeah, it was alright, bearing in mind I'm not exactly well versed in the lore of Astro Boy all that much.
You don't really need to.
Yeah, you don't have to be, though.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, yeah, my only real problems are, the budget kind of limiting the animation quality, and some lines just didn't quite work. But it's alright. I've seen worse attempts by Americans to try and adapt Japanese stuff. Although I will say I have seen better ones.
What about the whole political agenda thing? Do you think it's that big a problem, or
what political agenda?
There's a political agenda, but I actually find it more of a good thing because it's so hilarious. It's like I said,
that's the sad part. Nowadays,
have done so much.
If it came out today, people will probably just write it off as just a jab at Donald Trump.
Not just that, Pedro. People would have loved it. I mean, heck, that's part of the reason why Zootopia excelled so greatly.
True.
Or heck, if this had come out, say, in 2008 with the whole Obama versus Mitt Romney. Oh wait, no, that was 2012. Never mind. But yeah. If this had come out in 2012, it would have also been a nice one too. It's like, well, that's what I feel. It's like, well, this movie's reception.
All right, let's
okay.
Try to get rounded up just for the sake of Teo. Okay, does you done it for thoughts?
Yeah.
All right,
Teo, your turn.
Go ahead, Teo.
It's pretty much what you guys said. I don't see the supposed bad quality for the animation. I actually really liked it, and it looked good to me, honestly. But the only thing, as you probably can imagine, that made me cringe a bit was that you had to follow the book, not in the sense of a manga, but follow a book of cliches in which to fall, like the liar reveal, like the stupid villain. But I guess it was how the story went originally, so yeah. I suppose it's fair. It had to be that way.
And I think it is because it's pretty well in some merits. I've seen way worse.
I suppose, and as was mentioned, I've seen the worst stuff that Americans try to adapt from a Japanese media. So I'll take any good that comes from this movie.
Did you like the overall themes of the story and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, honestly, I enjoyed it. Sure, I'm not a fan of the original material, not in the sense that I don't like it, but I don't know much about it. But sure, after this, I might just be interested in watching it.
Sure. Go ahead, Joe, while I have to take a bathroom break.
Yeah, probably should mention, this movie was mainly, ironically, a flop in Japan, its country of origin. In other places, it actually did better. I have no idea why, but yeah, when it comes to, say, reception over here, the political agenda may have gone on some critics' nerves, although I chalk that up to the critics really getting annoyed too easily. I mean, seriously, if anything, I find more humor out of it. And, well, I guess I'm not the only one who thinks that, because nowadays this film's regarded much, much better. And hey, who can blame the folks? It's a nice film with wet humor here and there, jokes that aren't afraid to, up the ante, to say the least. It keeps pretty much every single character faithful, or improves their character from the original one, character design-wise and, plot process-wise. I've already talked about the humor is great. The music is amazing. No tiptoeing around.
Yeah, I actually have a question. I know Pedro cannot answer, but maybe you, Jova. Was that type of humor also in the original manga? Or the movie just adapted it to its own style? Because again, as I mentioned, it reminded me a lot of Futurama, so...
It's a mixture of both, mind you, Emiko. Now, granted, some of the more modern-style jokes, maybe not, but a lot of the jokes that, the sense of humor... Okay. Basically, this one obviously has a bigger sense of humor than the original show, but it does retain jokes from the show.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, It's a nice meshing. But yeah, faithful to the original story. Very promising. Definitely one of the better adaptations from any country of anything, mind you. And yeah, it's a very fun movie.
All right,
I recommend you go and see it.
I guess that's all for us. So.
Well, folks, we'll see you next time for when we either commentate on the Astro Boy manga, one of the animes.
Series.
Yeah, or that new upcoming movie, whenever it comes out. See you then.
See ya.
See ya.